We're live, it says. Okay. Let's see if they see my message. There's Betty. Hi, Betty. Can you hear me? I got people waiting all over the place. There they are. There they come. Hi, Ruth Ann. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Daria. Hi, Ellen. Okay, everybody hearing me okay? You can hear me. Yay. Okay. Esther, hi. Kathy, good. We got to wait a minute here and let all these people come from all these other various streams we have started. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Kathy. Good. Hi, Brenda. All right. Good. Well, we're going to give everybody a minute to find us here. Wow. Bryce came out early this morning, tested everything, got it all going. It was beautiful. Everything worked to perfection. We came out here and the original stream wouldn't recognize the cameras. And then the new stream wouldn't start because the cameras were being used on the other stream. And finally, the only way we could do anything was to get out of everything, restart everything. In the meantime, we had you guys strung out over 2 screens. So hopefully everybody's getting my message. Oh, that's Mary R. Esther Robertson. Hello, Mary R. Is Teddy in here?
No.
Oh. Yes, he is. He's under the table. Why don't we take a look at Teddy while we wait? Because that's a good distraction. He's in his bed under the table. Oh, goodness. You know, it's not for lack of trying. It really isn't. We do our best, guys. Oh my gosh, and we just put in a brand new internet connection, so none of the problem is our internet. We are connected hardwire, and you know, it's not like he said, oh, you guys woke me up. We woke him up. He said, I'm such a tired puppy. He was out chasing everything in the yard. He said, he's so tired now. He's so tired now. He's not far from needing a haircut again, but he can still see us all.
The only thing the camera switched, I don't know how to change it.
What's that?
Your headset's on the wrong side.
Oh.
But I don't know how to change it.
Stuff is we're gonna have one interesting variation in our class today. We're running on a single camera because that's what we can get started. So you may find that no, it's not backwards. There's my right hand on the right side.
Yeah, and it's pointed that way, but it's going that way.
On the TV, it looks right. Bryce said you might see things switch, but I don't think they are. You see my mess behind me now. How often do we have to cut his hair? Well, if everything was normal in the world, we would cut his hair about every 6 to 8 weeks, but it's not normal in the world, so he's lucky if he gets a haircut 3 or 4 months. We trim it back away from his eyes so he can see, but okay, well, I think we probably have most everybody out here, I hope. Do you guys recognize anybody that was on the other stream that we didn't get back yet?
A lot of people watching, and we only have 12 now.
Oh, Well, I don't know what to do other than just get started. I I've been putting kits together, so I got stacks of paper books everywhere, and oh, I just got a mess. But you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to be adaptable. All right. You bet. You're welcome, Mary. Message held for review. Hi, Elsie. Okay. Mary R's here, Roberta. She's listed as Heather Ruberson. Esther. But that's Mary R, a.k.a. Esther. Did we get Thelma back yet?
I haven't seen her.
There's Betty McSorley. Hello. I have been praying, Betty. I really, truly have. I know how worried you've been, and I said a nice long prayer last night for your hubby, because I know that's worrisome for you. Prayed for him and for you, because I know that it's very stressful for you. But day 3, how's he doing in general? Is everything as expected? Okay. Good. Well, let's bring this camera down to table level. We're only going to have one camera today because that's what we can get operational. Our color may be just a little wanky, but you know, we're going to get this thing done. There we go. That's better. All right. Here's all our myriad of cards. I'm going to remove the bunnies for now and the flowers, and we're going to start. We can actually put together our toppers. Let's do that. That's actually a good activity while we eat. How many of you are working along today? I know we've sent out a lot of these kits, really a lot. We're down to about, I think, 10 of them left. And we made quite a few. So, how many of you are going to work along today? Where did you get this kit? Where can I get it in the UK? I made the kit, therefore it's difficult to get in the UK, Ellen. However, I can tell you that I'll describe what I'm using as I go through. You'll have to create your own background. You actually can kind of construct this from your own materials, I think. The toppers themselves, the stars of the show, these come from Hardy Crafts in, let's see, that is that's not Find It Trading. Hardy Crafts is Take Your Time or Time Out Holland. So I don't know if you can get access to that, but these are from Time Out Holland.
They're working on other things.
So you guys are primarily working on other things, so I can just kind of work at my own pace. Is that what I'm hearing? Is there a link to order this kit? Yes. But we can't get at it. Can we get at it, honey? Bryce is going to try and link it, is going to try and go get it. We're not using a normal software, but he can go in on another tab, I think, and grab the link. The kit's $24.95. There's about 10 of them left, so if you want it, be sure you get it soon. And yeah. Oh, Horses and Country. I saw your question about Native American, and I've been trying to think what I have that has Native American imagery. That's not something that's been readily available from the wholesaler, so I can't think of anything right now I have, except maybe we might be able to do some dream catcher kind of imagery. There might be something like that in one of our kits. And okay. All right. Let's go ahead and start working on these backers then. But before we do that, let's see what you're getting in your kit. You're going to get 9. Can you come up just a tad so I can, there we go. I need a little workspace in front of me. There we go. All right, you're gonna get 8, 300 GSM European A6 cards. You're gonna get a specialty card, and the color of your card will vary from kit to kit. Let's see, there's mine. It's here. I'm sure it's here. Yeah, last time I had kind of a cream color. This time I have ivory, there's tan, there's blue, there's all different colors of these. There's burgundy. We tested all the colors, and all the colors will work with your bunnies. So we're confident that that's going to work out okay. Based on the size of this card, we needed a special piece of mirror board to back the back of the opening. So we sent you that. You get 8 pieces of A6 mirror board. So we have all that. You get matting papers for 7 cards. One of them we did differently. But you get matting papers for 7 cards. And then you get print backgrounds for 8 cards. Because there's a total of 9, and one we're using this one. You get your packet of bunnies and flowers. You get foam squares, you get envelopes, you get 2 full sheets of stickers, 1 sheet of borders and corners, 1 sheet called daisy vases, and that's the one we're going to get the little flower petals that we have floating around on some of the cards. You get a double pack of 7mm jewels, and you get some happy Easter stickers and almost 5 yards of ribbon. So this is a massively wonderful kit. Let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to set my envelopes aside as usual, so I'm not messing with those. I'm going to pick up my samples here, and we're just going to start working. Doesn't really matter which one we start with. We got a lot of them to do. I think they're really pretty. I'm a little prejudiced, but I think they're really pretty. Yay, Sharon, I'm glad you're going to get it. Okay, set all these goodies aside, and let's just grab one and you can just dump something on the floor already. What did I dump on the floor? I have some wonderful new show and tell for you today. I don't know what I dumped on the floor. It will become obvious shortly, I'm sure. What's the matter?
Ruth Ann had to put her dog down.
I'm sorry, Ruth Ann. Oh, my goodness. That's terrible. Oh, I'm sorry. Makes me feel sad for you. That's terrible. Okay. Let's start by covering our background with some mirror board. We'll have another Teddy visit after a while, maybe. Get you some Teddy loves. Boy, I can still easily get emotional about my Amy, so I understand it's been almost 2 years, and I still That's my pretty girl. I got my nails, my hands are clean, guys, but I've been working on the flowers for next weekend. And I had ink all over me. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't believe how much ink. I had a mess. Okay, as usual, I'm covering my card by taking my card, folding it in half, putting down 3 rows of tape, expose my adhesive, match up my outside or my folded border, and now I'm going to just trim off the extra little bits. Our cards are A6 and so are our Mary, but A6 Mary is ever so slightly larger, which is actually great because it gives you more forgiveness when you are matching it up. Okay.
Betty made a new bow by winding it 6 times around the same number. It looked like a little ball.
Oh, that's fun. You know, I have 2 messages from our crafty friends here with some different bows. This was one, and the other one I haven't tied yet. I just got the numbers last night, but I might try it here in a little bit. This was one of the ones they did. I will give you the numbers and pictures in the newsletter. How's that? Today's newsletter. Okay, once you have your card covered, let's get into our stack of goodies and get our first card base. For this one, we're going to use this deep red matte, and we're going to use this kind of multicolor variations of pink or mauve. So let's trim these down to the correct size. Okay, my card is 4 1/8 wide. I know that's an odd measure, but we're using European measures. So my first base layer is going to be 1/4 inch smaller than that. We're going to go for 3 7/8. And my card is 5 7/8. So our first layer is going to be 5 5/8 long. That should be a perfect match. Let's see. That looks good. And we're going to make our next layer is going to come in another 1/4. So we went from 4 7/8 to 3 7/8. This one's going to be 3 5/8. 3 5/8 wide. And we're going to use these same measures over and over again. And we're going to go to 5 3/8 long. And that should be a good match for this one. And it is. So we will get this built. Where's all the glue bottles? There's one I left open last night. Always makes life more interesting if you leave your glue bottles open, so you have to clean them before you can get started. Wait till you guys see what I have for you in show and tell today. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, thank you. I'm sorry you guys had to run all around to find us today. It was crazy. Bryce was trying so hard, guys. He was getting so frustrated, but it'd be one thing if we were slothful about it and we just didn't, test and get ready. But he was out here and it was streaming fast and everything was great. That one needs to run down a little bit. Put that in my cup. Let's try this one. There we go. What's that?
Well, for different ideas of what BRB stands for. Be right back or bathroom break.
Well, both could work. Had hide and seek adds a bit of adventure. Gets your blood circulating. The measurements again, Diane, are your card is 4 1/8 by 5 7/8 to begin with. So layer 1 is going to be 5 5/8 wide by 3 7/8 tall. The next one is going to be 1/4 inch smaller than that. So it's going to be 5 3/8 inch long by your second layer will be 3 5/8 tall.
Wide.
Huh?
Wide or tall?
Well, this is wide.
You already told them long.
Okay, long. Okay, let me just do these again. Bryce is harassing me about the way I said it. Okay, for length, your card is 5 7/8 inch wide. So layer 1 will be 5 5/8 inch wide, or long, the long way. And the second layer will be 5 5/8. So we're adding 1/4 inch each time we go up. Your card is 4 1/8 inch wide. So your first layer is going to be 3 7/8 inch wide. Your second layer is going to be 3 5/8 inch. Better? Is that clear as mud? Okay, a little Diet Coke there. I'll get my blood going. All right, put this first layer on with tape. Tape tends to hold better on mirror board than glue does. Okay, it's one of those times when my tape is not going to cooperate. You can see this, it's not always easy, but most of the time it is. There we go. I just have a little longer area exposed than I sometimes do. I love these cards. I've been having a lot of fun with these Hardy Craft cards. I love the 3x3 toppers. They're so nice and generous size, and they have such super cute images. Hardy Craft really does a good job with that. Okay. So I'm putting my mat down, lining up my borders, then I'll pull my tape out. The beauty of doing it this way is that you don't accidentally lay it down wrong and then have to kind of pry it loose or leave it crooked. I will definitely keep ordering these toppers. I love them. And actually, our prices come down just a little bit, which is highly unusual. They used to be $8.99, and now I can offer them for $8 because the prices come down just a little bit. on shipping from this company. Some of them I can now get from one of our US distributors. Not all, but a few of them. And then I still get some from directly from the Netherlands, because they don't offer all the styles I like. So I will keep them coming, guys. Every time we do one of these kits, the kits sell out. So we made a lot of them this time, but they're going to sell out anyway. If you haven't gotten your kit yet, get it today, please, because I'm afraid you won't get one otherwise. Okay, there's our beautiful layers. That look nice. We're going to grab our sticker sheet, and we're going to get our little Happy Easters. I gave you 2 different kinds of Happy Easter stickers. I wanted you to try the multicolor one. This first one that I'm going to do is going to be the multicolor. What it means by multicolor is that it's silver and it's got little bits of color on it. See there? A little close. See how it has little edges of color? Don't be afraid of the multicolors. It just adds another little touch. I'm going to put I think I'll put my borders on before I put my Happy Easter on. That way I can see where I'm going with them. I gave you a little different form of border today, but I think they're really cute. These are called, I think they're called teardrops. And they're not really sad looking. They are really quite pretty. One thing I've noticed about this particular sticker, and I don't know why, is that they do have, you have to do a little bit of weeding on some of the areas, which you don't usually have to do with these border stickers. What I mean by weeding is taking out the little pieces. Usually the little pieces stick to the backing pretty well, but some of these you have to take your tweezers and kind of poke out those little, what hot off the press used to call innies, the little innie pieces, insides. It doesn't take much to do it, but it's not something we're used to having to do much of, so any amount of it is notable to me. Okay. Of course, always peel off the outside, the sticker first, then decide to do the corners, so you can hang on to it while you do all your other work. That's just a little something, you know. Okay, I'm putting on my 4 corners and putting them about maybe an 1/8 in, just about an 1/8 of an inch in from my, let's set that down for a minute, shall we? Just about an 1/8 of an inch in from my sides. There's 2 different sizes here. I forgot. I'm going to peel this one up while I still can, because that's one of the bigger ones, and I want the little ones, I think. Put that back on my sheet. There's 2 sizes of corners, so watch out for what I just did. You have lots and lots of borders and corners available, though. I can't believe how early Easter is this year. It's really early, the first week in April.
Tomorrow's daylight savings time.
Yes, it's daylight savings time night, so be sure that you adjust your clocks when you go to bed, because it's going to be an hour later when you get up. Good thing that wasn't today. I'd have been in trouble. I stayed up too late last night putting your new kit together, and I would have overslept if it had been last night. Okay. All right. Tell me what people are saying, honey. I can keep working and
Let's see.
know what's going on.
Kathy says, toppers are my newest love of making cards. They are a wow to those I send to and show to family. Berta says they are great kits, quick and easy, just what we need. Alma says, when Debbie makes the kits, it saves us so much time to gather and hunt for materials. Plus, we get to sit down and create. Elsa still says, wish you could send me the bunnies to me, Debbie. They are so cute.
Thank you, Elsa. I wish I could too. Now, let me explain what we're doing with our international orders. I will send orders internationally, but the cost of shipping is just outrageous for our international shipments. So what I can do is the best deal in international shipping. It's still outrageous, let me just tell you that. But what I can and will do is if you want to fill a flat rate box, I can do it for you that way. You're paying for the box and you are paying generously for the box. You really are. And there's nothing I can do about that because that's what I don't charge a markup. I charge what they charge us. And what they charge us is outrageous. But it does tend to work out a little bit better if we can fill a flat rate box. Your cost per item is more reasonable and it becomes predictable because when you buy it, it will show you what your shipping cost is going to be. So there's no nasty surprises. And we will work with you to make sure that we really top off that box and get in everything that we possibly can for you. So you pay the price of a medium flat rate shipping box, and we will then ship internationally. Now that box is still going to be spendy, but at least you can break the price of that box up over lots of items. So if you wanted to save up your pennies and create an order large enough for a flat rate box, we could send things to you. What we normally do with our international customers is to have you pay for the box once in your first order, and then you can choose local pickup to avoid shipping on your additional items. And then we can combine all those into one box and actually send it when your box is full. That's the best system we've been able to come up with. Okay, I took my small corners and my borders and I trimmed around.
All right. R is asking if you have any daffodil toppers.
We have daffodil toppers. We will have within the week, most likely. I think in the spring flowers, we almost certainly have daffodil type toppers in the brand new Hunky Dory coming in. I'm pretty sure there's going to be daffodils in there. There may be some if we want to search that, honey. There might be some daffodils. I know I have some daffodil cutting dies and embossing folders, but I'm not sure about daffodil toppers. We did have, what do we still have daffodils from the monthly flowers, the flower kits?
Oh, they're so tiny. Stephanie says, Debbie, you need to get your sleep so that you stop getting me in trouble.
I can't do it. I'm sorry, friend. I can't do it. I have to stay up nights to find new ways to tempt you. Wait till you see what I have for you today, guys. I'm really excited about this. You guys want masculine cards? I got you some decidedly masculine cards coming up today. They're beautiful.
Ellen is asking, have you got the springtime collection from Hunky Dory?
It is on the way. I'm expecting the palette within the week, probably.
Mary R says your flower kit is sold out.
My flower kit is sold out. My flower kit is sold out.
Yeah, that's what she says.
Can you look at that? Temptress. She's calling me the Temptress.
Where are you looking at?
The flower kit. Let's look for. Oh, maybe she's talking about the. I bet she's talking about the Deco Large flower kit.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was meaning the one for this next weekend. I thought that can't be.
She says, yes, the daffodil flower kit.
Oh, the daffodil flower kit. Okay, thank you. Well, that happy it's being contrary. Where's my ruler? Where's my ruler? There's my ruler. Well, it's funny as it looks straight there. Maybe it's straighter than I'm giving myself credit for. Okay, there's my first background. Now, I'm not going to do anything else to this yet. I'm going to set it aside and we'll match it with a bunny. And once we've matched it with a bunny, we might decide we want to drop some flowers around, or there may be other things we want to do to kind of fill the space. But I think this is good for now. So there's first topper done, or our first card base. All right, next let's get on another card base. We could just go through and cover a bunch of these cards. I think I'll do that because that will make it faster, because all of these have a...
All but one.
No, I think they all do, don't they? I think we have all but one. Oh, but this one, yeah.
No.
Everybody else has... Huh?
Okay.
I think everybody else has one.
Okay.
Because we put in 8 mirror boards, I believe. Yeah. Go ahead and cover these while we're chatting. All right. I'm willing to bet there's daffodils in that. I wonder if we have daffodils in another brand. Actually, I don't think we have them in Heartfelt Creations. Oh, I wonder if we don't have any of those lamb toppers left, do we?
I believe she said they were sold out.
Oh. Hit relevance, sort by relevance. Yeah, look down there, right there. That's got daffodils.
Maybe the one she's working on now. Yeah. She just found it.
We just found it too. Great minds working along the same lines. We still have some of the spring days and country life if you guys want to take a look at what we have out there in that. we have lots of spring themed stuff coming though. I hope it gets here this week. It should. I've gotten a message from the freight company to confirm my address and the shipping instructions. So that's promising. You might link the Spring Days and Country Life, the one out of the Hunky Dory collections. That would let him see any toppers we have left in that. I do know that the new Hunky Dory magazine box kit that's coming in is spring oriented. So that will be fun. We're just great minds working along the same lines, aren't we, guys? Is Roberta out there today? Did I see Roberta? Oh yeah, there she is. Hi, Roberta.
Diana asks, are we just covering the cards with Sulphur Mary right now?
Yeah, I'm just whipping through and doing a few of them so I don't have to stop and cover my cards because sometimes it's a little faster to production line it and do the same step. It could just be a little faster to do the same little thing while you're working on it. I do too, Mary. I love those box kits from Hunky Dory. In fact, I love those box kits in all the brands. That Christmas one that we did this year was particularly rich, wasn't it? That was with the gnomes and the stockings and stuff. That was beautiful. There's springtime Easter. You might look and see what's in there too. You see it in the link up there. There's a themes and occasions, springtime Easter. It's got a lot of interesting little things in it. I don't know why those are in it. Cloud blending inks, that's odd. Not much. Well, actually, it's a big category. There might be stuff in there. I don't know why those are in there either. Well, it seems like kind of a mixed up category, doesn't it? That's the same daffodils. Daffodil Delight, there you go. Is that available? Sure it is. Looky there, what we found. Bryce found you another daffodil. Hey, Annette. Welcome, friend. Oh, Elsie was responding to my comment. To read that, I didn't catch it. But you have time. That's fine. What did Elsie say? She saw her there. There she is. How much can you put in a box? If I buy the bunny, some stickers, Beatrice Potter CD. Oh, there are so much. There's room for so much more. Betty, McSorley, can you help answer that question? Elsie wants to know how much she can get into a flat rate box, because we send flat rate boxes to you, and I don't necessarily see that as much as you and the girls who are shipping do, Margie and Brittany. Can you help Elsie with that? She wants to know, how much realistically can she get in a box? I know you fill yours to the brim. Brittany brought yours up yesterday and said it was a Chinese puzzle, but I got it all. She was so proud of herself for what she managed to get in your box. We work hard to make sure you get everything you possibly can, because we know your shipping is expensive. Hester Roberson is Mary Roberson in disguise today, Annette. With all of our chaos when we were starting today, I might not have said hi to everybody. If I didn't say your name, please forgive me. We had a little chaos getting started today. Thank you. We try, Mary. We really do try to give you the best possible service. We know that as a small business, we might not be as cheap as some of the other larger businesses out there who can, order in more bulk, get container freight so they don't have to pay air freight and some of the things that we have to do. Sometimes our products are a little bit more expensive, but what we make up, what we lose in price, we try to make up for in service. We try to do things you're just not going to get everywhere else. Because
like live streams.
Like live streams, yes. Betty McSorley, you still out there? I know I saw you earlier. Maybe she didn't get to the new stream, did she?
Yeah, she's back there.
Oh, she's here? Okay.
Or she was.
Okay.
She might have stepped away.
She might have stepped away. We'll ask her again about the filling the box. You have any insights on that? Luxury kits, you can get 5 or 6.
5 or 6 luxury
easily. You get 5 or 6 luxury kits. And our class kits, it really depends on the class we're offering. But, if we were doing just the bunny kits, what would you get? 6, 8?
Probably
10. So there really is quite a lot of room in a flat rate box. Thank you, Mary. Oh, there she is, Elsie. You can get about $300 depending. Work magic packing the boxes. Thank you, Betty McSorley. What does that translate to? If you were a typical order, how many kits and things will you get for that money, Betty? I know I'm asking you lots of questions, but you guys are better suited to answer them than I am. Okay, I think I'm just about done covering my cards. I know this hasn't been thrilling for you guys, but I had to do it. Thank you, Andrea. We really try and find you unique things too. That is another of our specialties. We want to be of great service and we want to find you things you just won't find everywhere else. So thank you for noticing. We work hard to find you unique and fun, different things. Okay, now trim these cards up. Actually, I guess I can trim them as I go. And let's get on with our next card here. This time we're going to do this purple and pink one. Perfect spring colors. This time we're going to wrap our ribbon around, so we'll find our lighter purple. Now this background right here could be anywhere from blues and purples to pinks and yellows to it's a really varied cardstock. So let me see if we can figure out which one that is here. I think this time this background might be that one right there. Let me match these so I can make sure I'm getting all the right ones. So this one goes with this. And this one goes with this. I love this one. Look at this paper. Isn't that just amazing? I love that one. That one goes with that. This one goes with that. And this one goes with that. And this one goes with that. So yes, this blue one here, this time my background is blue. This is on a big sheet of paper that's really varied in the background style. And I think my background this time must be this blue one, since that's what I have left. So it's going on the lavender paper with the pink ribbon. RiceFoundMyNuts.com Monkey Munch. It's like those Rice Krispie treats you make at Christmas time with the peanut butter, chocolate, and powdered sugar. He saw where I'd been into him last night.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Annette. I love that you order from us first. There's going to be times you need to order from somebody else. The price difference is just, really notable, or they have something we don't have. But if you look at us first, you've made me a happy, happy camper, really. We really do try to be reputable in the way we run our business too, We want you to be happy with your products, and we want to have legitimate products that aren't knockoffs or, disadvantaging U.S. companies or. We try hard.
Daria looks at you first, too.
Thank you, Daria. One of the things that some of our international customers do too, Elsie, is they kind of get a group order. One person will kind of sponsor the order, and then everybody shares the shipping expense and shares the box. And that could be a good way to do that if you have other crafty friends, you know, that you want to bring in on your order. Okay, so I've got my pieces cut. That looks good. We'll glue this up, and then we're going to wrap our ribbon before we before we put this down. Well, Teddy just made a reappearance. Grace ran in the house to get snacks, and Teddy followed him back. I headed for bed I started to head for bed at 3:30. I didn't actually head to bed until I think probably close to 4:30 this morning. But your dad was up at 3:30 this morning. Come out, say hello. He was, I don't know, did he stay up from there? Was he up when you got up?
Yep.
Yeah. That's no wonder he sleeps all day. He's worse than me. Okay, I'm gonna tie myself a ribbon here as soon as I figure out what I did with my comb and all this mess. I really do have a mess. Oh my gosh, I've been working on new things, and I've got stuff out everywhere. But, okay, I'm gonna tie, I think, for this one. I've got it kind of close up there in the corner, so I think I'm gonna tie on my blueberry bow maker, my MIDI, I'm going to tie a 4-5-4, which will come in 3 times for the first loop, 2 for the second. I'll skip 2, I mean. 3. This is a nice long piece of ribbon because you have 2 cards that are done in this color. And as usual, I'm sure I gave you too much ribbon. I didn't figure you'd mind. Yeah, he is. He's planning for the long haul. I know some of you are night owls like me because when I put out the newsletters in the middle of the night, I see some of you opening them very early. I might not have left myself enough tail on that. I think I might retie that, guys. Beauty of this bow maker is I can quickly do that. Okay, I better put a longer tail on that, or it's not going to be manageable. Okay, let's try that again. I'm not doing frog class today, and I'm froggy.
Andrea says she received the missing die.
Oh,
Not sure
good.
who you think, Margie or who?
Excellent. Excellent, excellent. It's all a team effort, guys. Margie, Brittany, Bryce, and I, it's all a team. You never know who will be the one who's packing your order, or that's usually not me, but other than me, it could be any one of the 3, because Bryce goes down sometimes when he sees that we're getting quite a bit to try and help the girls. He'll run down and pack up some orders and get them ready to go. That's beautiful.
Daria's working on frogs.
You're working on frogs. The frogs are fun. Frogs are fun. Don't forget the Teddy Meister. He's our cute fix. Okay, we'll have a Teddy visit at card number 3 or 4 after we've done 3 or 4 of them. I'm gonna get to roughly halfway, I guess. After 4, maybe we'll do it. Gotta have your cute fix. He's such a sweet boy. Most of the time. Sometimes he's got his moments. We have to agree to disagree. But mostly he's a good boy. Kind of tore up my ribbon a little bit there. I have to decide if it's too torn up. That's all right, I think. I straightened my tape out and kind of snagged my ribbon a little bit, but I think it's going to be all right. The thing that just cracks me up about Teddy is that when he's sleepy, he just turns into a beanbag toy. He just kind of slumps over you and you can position him any way you want to, and he just kind of stays there. He's just kind of like a, one of those Beanie Buddies, the soft beanbag toy. He really is like a teddy bear, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll put this up over the corner. He's over there just snuggling in with Bryce. He's a happy boy. Bryce looks like a pretty happy boy about it too. Lauren was in here last night holding him, and she had him up kind of around her neck, and he snuggled his head right into the crook of her neck. It just looked like he was giving her a massive hug. Okay, let's take another piece of our ribbon here. And we're going to, we only need, I'm going to say maybe 6 inches of ribbon. And we're going to wrap that lower corner. I'll put it about there. Yeah, my Beanie Baby. Try and somewhat match the angles on my top one. It's not a scientific process by any stretch of the imagination. Put a couple of those nice big, beautiful rhinestones here in the corner. I know you'll save your extra rhinestones. That's really kind of a stupid comment for me to make. But as we start doing our flowers, we'll use rhinestones in the centers of some of them. And these little bit larger ones like this will be beautiful for the job. Okay. I really believe we must be seeing the leading edge of the pollen out there. Right. Put my topper on. And we'll have card number 2. Give you a close-up view of it. So just in case you missed it, let me say again that this particular topper could be in any color. excuse me, what you might want to do is to make your others and leave this particular design for last so that you know which piece of paper to use, because this one could be blue, it could be pinkish, it could be purple. It's just amazing how many colors were on this big cardstock that I cut up. But all the colors looked pretty, so I used it. I was putting those on there to do, so I could do my tape flags. And I'll be darned if I didn't just tear my paper off. So now I'm on my own. It's just a frightening prospect. If I don't lay it down hard, I can probably still move it a bit here and there. Just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Here we go. Here's card number 2. Here's my first one, so you can compare colors. Here's my second one. Yours may be either one, or even more rose-colored. But I think this ribbon is actually a little more pink than it looks on camera. On camera, it looks almost coral. But this is our older camera, and the colors aren't always 100% true. Okay, so I will set these up with the finished cards. Let's grab another. Next one up in my stack is the Easter Bunny. I love this one. It's so cute. You know, I have no compunction about mixing gold and silver. I have silver in the background because silver matches the foiling in the bunnies themselves and the flowers. But I got no compunction about mixing and matching. Now, this time I did not map this, so that's, I think, what you were being confused with the number of ones that I had, is that this one I just put the bunnies on over the silver. So I want this to be 3 and 7/8. Excuse me.
Let Mary R know she has not missed Teddy Cam number 2.
Oh no, you have not missed Teddy Cam number 2. Teddy Cam will be back shortly. He said we had to finish 4 cards. Then we'll do. We're in number 3 right now. After we've done our 4th card, we'll bring Teddy back for Teddy Cam. Trim my Mary on this one. Then I'm going to put my ribbon on this one just like a Christmas box, because I thought that looked really, really cute behind the toppers. These cards don't have to be terribly involved, guys. They don't have to be involved. They just have to be cute, right? Look at that. That's just adorable. But before we put that down, let's put our tape on the back of our ribbon, so we can stretch our ribbon both ways over this. And I'm just putting my finger lift tape right over the top. Now you didn't miss anything. And refreshments are important. In fact, I'll have a swig of Diet Coke to that notion. The pause that refreshes. I'm still waiting for the Diet Coke truck to pull up in the driveway. They're not cooperating. You guys got to get me about, I don't know, 200,000 more viewers. So when I say things like that, Diet Coke sends me a truckload. I probably won't even do it with that. They probably want millions. Okay, I'm just putting that right over the top. Trim it off, flip it to the back. You don't have to worry about elevating this or anything for the bulkier ribbon. It works just fine. I have such good show and tell today, guys. Don't skip out before the end because I got some really good show and tell. How's that for a teaser?
Mean.
Bryce says I'm mean. Can you imagine? Oh, Dart is having some tortilla chips. I just ran out of finger lift tape. Oh no! The old skinny stuff. Ah, terrible. Terrible thing. Once you get used to finger lift, you love it, don't you? I got a couple of you who are just really kind of getting used to finger lift and still deciding. But once you get used to it, the old stuff seems so old-fashioned. So antiquated. And heaven forbid we should have to use a tape runner. But all that expense. It really is wonderful. I just had to order more finger lift tape. I did order some of the craft style finger lift. Some of you guys said you liked the wide rolls and you liked the fact that it was just a little bit less tacky, so it was easier to move if you needed to. So I did order some of that. It hasn't left UK yet, though. They're still working on getting all my pricing and stuff together because I made a big order. We're out of European A6 cards from Craft Style, and we're out of a couple of our other kinds, and we were out of the birthday. And see, this is why we don't do this. This is why we use finger lift, or we use our tape flags, because sometimes it just doesn't go down right otherwise. Okay, here's card number 3.
Maria is asking if we can have intermission show and tell.
Intermission show and tell. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I know some of you guys go to bed earlier than others. Yeah, we could probably do that. That's card number 3. Next up, we're going to do, ooh, this one I love. I like these where we're doing the etched look. Okay, we're going to get our mirror board out here. I know some of you might be wondering about the cost versus the value of the Thursday stamp class where we have all these stamp sets to get. I've been playing with them. Cost value ratio is high. You have a very high value to these. I can't believe how cute these are coming out. And so wonderfully masculine. Okay. This time, I'm going to go ahead and put these corners down before I put my paper down because it will help me position my paper. All right, let's see. It really does irritate me when the innies don't stay on the backing paper, I have to say. Usually these are better than this, but this one style, they are very, very intricate. That might have something to do with it. But this one style seems to do it more than some of the others. I don't know if it even matters if I weed these really, since they're going on mirror board behind them. Probably doesn't matter at all. Now that I think about it, I don't know that you even have to weed this one. because it's not going to show. It will show, but it won't show that you didn't take all the little pieces out. Taking these really pretty close to the edge this time. Maybe a 16th from the edge. I don't want them to actually be right on the edge because then they tend to come up a little bit, but I want them as close to the edge as I can get them otherwise, without actually running out onto the edge. I do love the way these look on there. I'm going to show you just the corners because it's beautiful.
Look at that. What's the number of the board or the sticker sheet?
Of this sticker sheet? This sticker sheet is DD 6945. DD means it's from duty. I know, that's such a funny name for us, but that's the name of their line, duty. These come directly from Holland, from a company called Time Out Holland. I think that will cover. Yeah, one strip will cover two sides. But look how it just looks etched when we put that on there. Isn't that cool? Put that on over your mirror board. It just makes it look like we sat here with an engraving tool and etched all that in there. I won't tell if you don't. It'll be a secret. Our secret. These are a little wider than some of the stickers I've given you, which I knew would be a little bit of a challenge for you, but I love them. I love the way they look. They're really, really pretty. Little hint, you don't have to be ultra precise with the way you line up to the corners, because since you're working silver on silver, it's just going to kind of meld there. So don't take all day trying to match them or cutting little tiny pieces to make everything match, because it isn't going to matter. All right, next we need our dark blue. My daughter Jordan, this was her favorite of the card designs. She called this the picnic pattern. I like that one with the kind of picnic pattern on the blue. Okay, let's see. My background needs to be my first background 3 7/8 inch wide by 5 5/8 long. I may decide to cut this just a tad smaller, so more of my, yeah, I am. I'm going to go a little smaller, so more of my sticker shows. So I think I'm going to take another, let's take another 1/8 off. Take another 1/8 off. So that's going to make this one 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. Let's see how that looks now. That's much better. I may still take a little. I think that actually looks pretty good. I'm covering up some of it, but just leaving that edge around there. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going with that. What are you getting thanked for?
Did the sticker stay with the kit?
What's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, in fact, you get 2 full sticker sheets with this one, Annette. You get this sticker, the borders, and then you get another one called Daisy Vase that we're going to scatter some little flower blossoms around on some of our other cards to just kind of fill in and create create a nice pattern around our toppers. Depending on which bunny you use, you may have them on different ones than I have, but I just want to show you a couple of examples where we're putting some flower blossoms and the little starburst off of our daisy vase sheet, and we're kind of using those to fill the space. Everybody's kit's going to be a little bit different, so everybody's finished cards are going to be a little bit different. But as long as you have all the tools and the know-how to use them in different ways. I got that crooked. I think it's going to stay crooked. It's not bad crooked, just a little. Okay, so this one's got to be smaller than that one. What did I say my dimensions were? Oh, that's after this one, right? Okay, I need to wrap this with ribbon too, so don't let me get ahead of myself. Okay, I need to take, I think this was 3 3/4, so I'm going to 3 1/2. And this one, yeah, that's just right. And then this one, I was, I think I went to 5 1/2. So this one's probably 5 1/4. I hope I got that right. I did. Okay, so this one ends up being 5 1/4 by 3 1/2 to do this layer. And I'm going to wrap this with ribbon before I put it down. I need this really beautiful bright blue. Bryce and Teddy are walking around like Teddy's his baby. He's rocking it back and forth in his arms. Teddy is eating it up. Teddy's not even 2 yet, and he already has just such a satisfaction with being carried around, being loved on, and I think it's the poodle in him. They were bred as lap dogs, and he definitely does love being carried and loved and cuddled. True to his breed, he is. I'm actually lining my ribbon up a little bit on this one. I have this pattern in my paper, so in order to have this one look really good, I'm trying to line up a little bit with my lines there. Wrap that around. Add myself a blue, bright blue jewel up here in the corner. I'm going to wrap this one around. I put way too much tape on here. I got way more ribbon than I need, but that's okay. I'm just going to match with the lines in my pattern a little bit here. Trim this up. See, once again, I gave you twice as much ribbon as you need. But if you want to make some more cards, you can easily use those little pieces for this wrapping technique. It just really looks nice, I think, when we do this. This thing's just a really finished look. Okay. This will be number 4, won't it? Then we'll have some Teddy Cam. You have a standard, huh, Daria? when Teddy was at the Humane Society, he was considered a needy puppy. If they left him in his kennel and just wandered off, he howled and cried and just really made a ruckus about being left alone. Of course, you kind of have to feel sorry for a 10-week-old puppy left all alone. But if they left him for any period of time at all, he was just a menace. And so they put a note on his chart that this was a dog that was going to want a lot of attention. He came to the right family for it. Sometimes if I'm sleeping during the day and Bob's in his room and Bryce is downstairs working, he sits in the living room and howls until I call him and he can come in and jump in bed with me. And he's done with that. We take him somewhere. If he waits in the car even for a short time, he acts like he's just been Oh, you had a Great Dane that wanted to be a lap dog, Thelma? That would be a lapful. Okay, time for Teddy Kim. Time for Teddy Kim. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi. Oh, yes, Mama getting kisses. You have to lift the camera up so they can see, honey. Mommy getting some kisses here. Mommy getting puppy kisses. Hi. Oh, goodness. He said, hi, everybody. What are we going to do? We're going to clean my... Oh, whoa. Going to wash my nose. Going to wash my eyebrows. I must have missed those because he's going to work them over good. Okay, thank you. I got a wet face. Yeah. Going to wash those up good because Mommy needed it. Oh, you're going to go see Dad now? Well, he says he's coming to see you. All right. He just strolled right across the table back to Bryce. He said, Mom, you're no fun. Daddy picked me up and rocked me, walked around with me. I want to be rocked. I did get a nice wet face while he was here, though. Okay. Let's see. We'll do two more, and then we'll do our show and tell. Get the right colors here. Okay, I'm going to do this one. We're going to do this one. All right. For this one, we're going to line our window with our mirror board. We want the mirror to be high enough in the window to cover all the openings and low enough that you don't have to trim all that stuff off, because why would you want to do that when you can just position it differently? So we're going to go for right here. That's what we're aiming for, is to get it right under that edge so we don't have to do all that unnecessary trimming. Okay, so my card, how wide is my card? My card is 6.5 inches wide, so I'm going to cut this to 6.5 inches to start with. And because it's mirrory, it's going to like to be taped instead of glued. However, taping in all this grid work is ridiculous. That would not be fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of tape on the edge of my mirror board here, low enough that it will not, maybe I'll actually put it on my card. I think I'll put it on my card instead of my Mary, so I make sure it doesn't come through the windows. I'm going to put a piece of tape here to help secure it, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Thanks. Doing Scooby-Doo. Well, I'm a fan of Scooby-Doo too, so that works. He's a little talking. Okay, and a line of Mary right at the edge of my little windows there in my grid work. Peel that back. If it doesn't want to cooperate, tear it in the middle and peel both directions. And now I'm just making sure that I've got my tape in the right spot. That's going to be terrific. And now I'm going to take my fine tip glue. Oh, this would be a good job for sticky specs, probably. Yeah, it might. It might be a good job because then that would keep them out of the windows. Good idea, Betty McSorley. We have those in the store now. Sticky specs. You asked for them, I got them. But that would be a great job for this. I wasn't used to using them, so I don't think of them, but that would be a great job for this. This grid work has a little channel that for my needle nose glue bottle. It's just a good way to be able to kind of contain the glue as I go down. The challenge will be if it's high enough to actually catch the paper. Once I put this on here, I don't want to slide it around too much because I don't want all that glue coming through on my mirror board. So what I'm going to do is match this to the end and to the edge where I want it. And then set it down. And it should, theoretically, be in just the right spot, and it works out perfectly. There we go. We got that silver. I'm doing the silver and gold thing here again, guys. I got no compunction about mixing silver and gold. Okay, now I'm going to take some of my line stickers, and I'm going to kind of create a border around my card. This particular card, I'm not sure I think it looks great without the bunny on it, but when you actually get the bunny on it, I chose a rather tall bunny with his ears out behind him. I think it's one of these guys. I chose a rather tall bunny with his ears out behind him. And once you actually put the bunny on, the decorations all kind of make sense. But that's one reason you might want to choose the bunnies you're going to put in different places before you fully embellish everything. Like we might not put these on yet, but I wanted to show you what I was doing with those in my samples. Okay, so I'm going to create a border around here to bring my silver back in. So I'm just going to get my borders and corners, whatever I've done with them. There, under there. And I'm going to put some of those on. Now this is a good job here for some of those larger corners, because this is actually a fairly large space we're filling. I'm going to come up and away from the corner by a margin of about the same as the margin on this side, so I can bring these right out. So I'm starting in a little bit further on this one. I'm not coming clear out to the corners like I usually do. I'm going to set this down enough that I can kind of draw a straight line from here to the edge. It would help if I put it on straight. One thing I love about peel stickers is when you first put them on, they're infinitely movable, which is really nice. By now you're beginning to see why I gave you a whole sheet of stickers, because we use quite a bit of stickers on these. You'll still have extras. I'm going to take this and go from corner to corner. I'm going to take this one and go from corner to corner. I threw away a sticker piece a second ago. That was just this right size. I could have finished this with these two leftover pieces, but I didn't keep it. Because I only needed just a little bit more. This time I'll save it. Because maybe I'll be able to use it in a different one. Okay, with another piece here. Finish this off. You might even decide you want to wait with your Happy Easter on this one until you see where everything positions when you actually get your toppers on. We've got this much done. I'm going to go ahead and put my Happy Easter on just for the sake of illustration. Once I figure out what I've done with them. And here somewhere, there's all the stickers. All the ribbons. Still in my bag? Nope. They gotta be here. Where are they? Where's my little Happy Easters? Well, maybe I'm not putting them on yet. There they are. There they are. I left you guys, these little Easter eggs were on the Happy Easter stickers, so everybody got at least one of those. Some of you got two. Why? Because why not? You might be able to use them. There wasn't really a specific purpose in putting them in there other than I didn't want to waste them. I'm going to drop my Happy Easter down about here. That's a nice even amount. Then after we match the bunnies and flowers, then we can go back and add these little blossoms. I'm going to show you this sheet here. I don't think we really have a use in this for the big ones. You could trim some of the blossoms off of them if you wanted more stickers. But this does have some fun little pieces. I chose this because it had all these little blossoms and starbursts on it, which I thought would be fun spring filler in silver. And like I said, there's some pieces in here that might not be a good fit for these cards, but if you need extra pieces, go ahead and trim the extra pieces off of these bigger ones, and you can always use those. But we're kind of scattering those around to kind of fill the void where there's openness. So once we get our bunny in, whichever one we choose, then we can decide how much void fill we want. And I might put some here, one or two here. And then it just kind of looks like I'm using the whole space, So if that one's done, oops, no, it's not. I may wait to put these on too, but the other thing I did with with this pattern was that I thought it looked really pretty to put a matching jewel in the center of these crossbars. Now, at this point, we have, let's see, I used some of these jewels. On other cards, but you can choose both the color and the number that you want to use that kind of matches your topper. When I had in my bunny with his ears back, I didn't put one under his ears because that seemed silly. So you can decide whether or not to put those there, but I did like the way that they kind of accented and added a little bit of glitz to this. But I'm going to call this one done for now until we position our toppers. Then we'll know how much filler we want. Let's do one more, and then we'll do show and tell. I'm really excited about our show and tell today. I think you know that because I've said it a couple times. Okay, this time I'm going to do my purple. You guys will notice you got plenty of purple. I know I have enough purple lovers out there that it gives me permission to overuse purple in my designs. Which is a good thing, you know? It's a very good thing. Just trim it around my mirror board. I didn't bother to stop and trim it after I put it on. Trim around my mirror board. I'm going to trim these two up and I'm going to wrap them with ribbon. So I know that my background card is going to be, my mat is going to be 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Which means that this one is going to be 5 5/8. It's going to be 5 3/8.
Kathy says you can use purple anytime. Annette says she just got some new purple blouses today.
Ooh.
And Mary R gives you 3 purple hearts.
Thank you.
Annette's daughter said, "Really, Mom?"
I endorsed your choices, Annette. Okay, I'm going to glue this one in place because why not? It's 2 pieces of paper. I can do that. Left my glue bottle open. We'll see if it'll run. I said, yep. If you guys haven't tried these little needle nose glue bottles, you owe it to yourself to give them a try. They're wonderful. Okay, got that glued. That looks good. Let's get our purple ribbon out here. We're going to do another one of our little corner treatments. So let's get our bow maker. We'll leave a little bit of a tail for wrapping it around. That much should do because it's not going very far. And maybe a little bit more to allow for the knot. And I'm going to start with number 4. I'm going to come back to number 4 on the other side. I'm going to come to number 5. I'm going to come to number 5 on the other side, catching just that one time. I'm going to number 4. Number 4. How are you guys doing with your bow making? I know some of you are doing terrifically because you're sending me wonderful suggestions for bows. What's wonderful, but we have trouble filling them? What are that? Okay. What is it you have trouble filling, Daria? Purple is a happy color. And it's the people's color, right? When we have political accord, they call it purple states. When we're happy, we call it purple. It's going to be the color of the purple people's house. Yeah, purple's a great color.
Glue bottles.
Oh, the little glue bottles. There's your answer. Now, the new ones that are coming in have a different kind of cap on them. The only thing I've complained about in the past with the Cosmic Shimmer glue was that I hated that when you trimmed this off, this little cap didn't seal it well, and it annoyed me. They're putting a new cap on them now. I don't have one to show you because the last shipment that came in was frozen. I had to throw them all away. I did take the caps off them though. And I need to put one on here, but they have a new resealable cap on them now that is way better. And what I love about this, I'll just go ahead and do it because I have bottles that need to be filled. What I love about this is that you trim off the end of here, you get a decent sized hole. You open up your little bottle, and that whole end will go right into your bottle for filling. So it's like you have a built-in funnel. And you can fill your glue bottle right up. And it is so easy to do. So that's my suggestion for you, is use the 125 milliliter bottles of Cosmic Shimmer, which is a very affordable, it's very affordable to fill one bottle of this. Let's see, it's 125 milliliters. That is about 4+ ounces. So you can fill at least 4, maybe 5 glue bottles out of one. And then, of course, capping these keeps these really nice and tight. So there you go. Just that fast I got my bottle filled. And this is the cap I didn't like, but I'm going to replace it with one of the new bottles. So that was my only thing I disliked about the Cosmic Shimmer in the past, was I hated the nib on the bottle, but I like the new ones when they're not frozen. Which is why I'm taking my time to send out the Jamie Rogers stuff, because I've been watching the forecasts across the country, and I want to make sure when we send out all this paste and glue and stuff that it's not freezing on you in the mail, because there's nothing worse than getting a box in the mail with unusable product. This season we have only had one frozen, and truly I think that we forgot to wrap it in bubble wrap. Usually we ship water-based products all year, even through the Christmas season, because they're really hard to get, and I consider it kind of a service to have them available, because they are hard to get. You can't, if you can't get them anywhere, it's hard to do your projects. But there's some risk in sending water-based product, and that is that it can freeze in transit. We usually wrap everything in bubble wrap, and I think we had one container that maybe we just forgot to wrap it. But when we wrap it in bubble wrap, that tends to insulate it a bit against the freeze. And unless the Postal Service leaves it in a truck overnight or some crazy thing where the cold really gets to it, we don't usually have any trouble with our products freezing, because we do take extra caution to wrap them and try and protect them for you. But we only had one bottle this year that I'm aware of that froze. And like I said, in that case, we thought maybe we forgot to wrap it.
Aria got her best glue ever just fine.
Oh, good.
Kathy says, an alternative glue I started using is Beely Art Precision Craft Glue.
Real, it's what kind?
Beely Art. Precision.
Beely art. I haven't even heard of Beely art. That's cool. Always looking for alternatives. I know.
It says it doesn't freeze in winter.
Oh, good. Well, that's nice. All right, we're going to wrap the lower corner here.
Barely. Bearly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that. I saw one that they were advertising at Notions, one of our distributors, last year that they said didn't freeze. We had a pretty good supply on before we got into winter last year, so I didn't try it. But I know there are a couple of good craft glues that won't freeze. Okay, I'm going to put my ribbon across the bottom at roughly the same angle. I'm going to trim it off, wrap it around the back. Now this time I used yellow. Once again, you might wait to put these on until you decide what's going to go with what topper. But just for the sake of illustration, I'll put some on. And this is another one that we're going to fill the background space, if desired, with some of the little flower stickers. Once you choose which topper is going to go on here. Get that line very straight this time. We'll go straighten it.
Says they come with 3 different tips in a cute little vial with a pin.
Oh, really?
With the glue. Great stuff.
Huh.
Thelma likes it too.
Where do you guys get it? That's neat that they have a pin. You don't have to buy separately. Just wondered if it's a proprietary brand or if it's something I might be able to get. I'll have to look that up when I replay the video. Hopefully our chat comments will be there tonight. Might write that down for me if you would, honey. Write that down for me. Just in case chat comments disappear on me, which they do sometimes. Okay, I'm going to put my topper on. Just look at Barely Art. Okay. Have to see if they sell wholesale. If they do, we might get some of that. I like it when you guys give suggestions. Some of our best products have come from customer suggestions over time. Okay. Says you can thaw if it freezes. On the Barely Art one, on a lot of water-based products, you hear out look. Like our pastes and glitters, they turn rock solid. Hey, speaking of which, We have talked before, some of our individual customers and I have talked in the past about polishes and the polishes going dry after a while. I asked about that when I went to my retailer training, and they tell me that even though I have tried it, and I think I've probably told you guys that I tried it, I didn't have good luck reconstituting it. They said that it with your gilding polish, that first of all, the recommendation was every time you put it away, add a drop of water to it, just a drop, but add just a drop or a little spritz, tiny spritz of water to your gilding polishes each time you put them away before you seal them up. And they said that will keep your gilding polishes in good condition. But they also said if it does dry out, add water, let it sit. If it's still dry, add water, let it sit, and then it will eventually reconstitute, which is different than I may have said to some of you individually, but that was the word from the company. So with our Cosmic Shimmer gilding polishes, they may not have the shelf life we've talked about. They may last longer if we will do those simple things. Spritz them before you put them away to keep it in a usable form. And if it does dry, add water, let it sit, add water, let it sit until it gets back into a reconstituted form. They say you should be able to use it to the bottom of the jar. So that's the word from the company I asked. So there we go. That's what they say. I love the product. So the downside to me was that it did have a shelf life issue. Oh, I put it on the bottom. No, did I? Yeah, I put it on the bottom instead of the top. It doesn't matter. I can still match it with whatever I want, but you got a couple choices. Back, what did I miss? We were talking about gilding polishes, Roberta, and the fact that gilding polishes seem to have had a shelf life. And then when I've talked to some customers and they said they were finding that they were drying out, I agreed. And I did share, I think, the tip earlier on that I read about that you should add a drop of water or just a little spritz of water before you put them away each time to keep the product usable. But I asked about that in my training and learned that the company says that you can reconstitute that product if your bottle dries out. Add a little water, let it sit. If it's still not softening up, add a little more water, let it sit, and yet you can reconstitute that product and you should be able to use it to the bottom of the jar. That's the word from the company. So there we go. All right, let's see where we are. I told you we'd take a break. Let's do one more. That'll leave us 3 left after the break. Let's do one more of these and we will then do our show and tell. How's that? This one's a fairly quick one too. Okay, so we're going to trim our background piece. You'll notice you have different shades of purple. This is the dark one that goes with this. I think those two are magnificent together. But I tried to kind of match the tones a little bit when I was creating these. First layer, 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. Next layer, just a little smaller, 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. 7/8, 5/8, yeah, 5/8. Uh-oh, did I undercut it? Maybe I undercut it. I think I undercut it. In 3/8. What did I do? What's this one? Oh, this is 3 7/8. It should have been 3 5/8. Well, I'm going to have a wider border on this one. So if I mess that up, all I'm going to do is cut this one a little smaller to make it look like I did it on purpose. There we go. That'll be fine. It's not going to hurt a thing. I'll just mat them with a wider border. Very little water at a time, yes. Light spritz before putting it away, yes. But just add a little at a time until you get the consistency that you want. And they say you can use it clear to the end of the jar. So I was excited about that because you know me in products. I don't like to offer things or endorse things that, you know, don't perform as I think they should. That was 6 cards before Teddy Graham, Diane. We're going to do, well, I don't know, maybe on the replay I did say that, but now we're doing this one before we do the show and tell. That's one thing, you guys can prove me wrong here. It's like instant replay on a football game, and you can check the refs. The refs call. You guys saw that I cut this a little narrower than I intended, but I just cut the other dimension a little smaller too, so that I could layer it up and make it look like I did it on purpose. You know, you're keeping up with Debbie. Good job.
Somebody else.
Bryce says at least somebody is. I think he's saying I need it. I need to be monitored at all times. Okay. All right, we got our layers on. I do think my narrower layers look better than my wider layers, but this is still going to look good. I'm going to put my corners on as soon as I figure out what I did with my border sheet. This time I only used the corners. I used the wider corners since I wasn't putting on, the lines. Use the wider ones. I think I'll come a little closer to the edge this time than I did last time, since I have wider borders outside. It's still going to look good. Of course, I had to do it with one of my favorite papers in the whole kit, but such is life. Such is life. This one needs a little bit of peeling, a little bit of weeding. Not bad. This one piece. Oops, 2 pieces. Let me see another one in there. Where's the tweezers? You know, I give you guys the impression that these duty stickers aren't first quality, because they really are. And I really like some of the patterns from Duty. It's just this particular sheet, for some reason, is a little more touchy than some of the others. I've noticed that with stickers in any brand, though. It can happen. Okay, this time I'm going to take a yellow, and I'm going to put in the middle. Really, as soon as I figure out what I did with them again, they're there. And take the yellow and put right in the middle of my corners. I love the way this ended up looking. Just that little touch. It just makes it really pop. And the yellow and the gold go great together. Or the yellow and the gold, the yellow and the purple go great together. I'll put my Happy Easter right in the middle. I think I gave you guys one more Happy Easter than I actually used in my samples, thinking you might decide something else needs one. There we go. You definitely see the difference in the borders, but it is what it is. It still looks good. It'll still be pretty. I can't watch Debbie.
And create cards.
Oh, and create cards. Okay. There we go. I'm putting that one away. Okay, so you guys want, I'm hearing you want your show and tell. Give us our show and tell, I hear. Okay. First, I want you to know these kits are back. We were able to get just a few extras. Brittany whipped them up in some kits yesterday, and they are back out there. There may be just a few. I think there might be like 6 topper sets out there and 16 of these card kits. They will not last. If you want them, grab them quick. Grab these cards. They will sell out. They'll probably be gone today. So those are out there. Next Thursday night, we're going to begin a new adventure together. We're going to be starting scenery stamping. I have to do a little off-camera repair here. Bear with me. My tape is giving a little bit, so I want to push everything back down. We're going to begin our scenery stamping. I know it's a little bit more expensive than our normal sets. I get that, and I'm not insensitive to that, but we are going to use these supplies over and over and over again. If you choose to get the kit I put up last night, you will get in that kit a water brush. You can buy the supplies separately too if you have some of these things. So don't think you have to. I put up a set that includes the stamps, the markers, the water brush. We are going to have some real fun this week. We are going to start scenery stamping. We'll start with a reminder of masking techniques. We're using 3 different stamps to create a scene. But not only are we going to create the scene, and by the way, this is real wood. I'm sending you some veneer paper to back this card. That makes it just decidedly masculine. It's really, really cool. It's super cool, actually. I actually have one little additional touch I want to do to this. Let me see if I can get it up to the camera. I knew this needed something, but I just couldn't quite figure out what it was. And I showed my second card to Jordan, who's our resident artist in our family. And she said, "Oh, I like the second card even better." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Because on the first card, you didn't outline your river. On the river," she said, you didn't define the river banks like you did." And sure enough, so I have one more thing I'm going to do here. I'm going to take some brown and come back in and define my river banks on this one. But these are our cards for this week. This one is tied off with faux leather. And yes, this would be a fabulous Father's Day card. You can leave the happy birthday off that and use 2 of them for that event if you want to. But I loved making these. Now, I said we're going to do we are going to do some other things. We are. In addition to masking and stamping, you won't believe how easy this is to get these effects, guys. But the other thing we're going to do is we're going to work on water brush techniques, and all of the colors in this set right here came from these 5 markers. Every color that's mixed on this sheet came from these 5 colors. We're going to do the entire image, the entire thing, by doing some watercolor techniques. We're going to mix our colors. We're going to talk about grades of color. We're going to look at how to vary your color saturation using your water brush. This is going to be a really good, really informative class. So it is more expensive. If you buy the kit that I put out there that has the markers, the stamps, the water brush, and all the background papers, the wood veneer, the leather cording, if you buy the kit, it's more than your normal kits are. But that includes the stamps at $20. That includes the marker set that's $15. It includes the water brush that's $4. It includes the background materials, and we're going to use them over and over and over and over again. So it's just cool. Very cool. And these cards are, I don't even know if they, because my watercolors are fairly light, I don't even know if they show on camera as beautiful as they are, but they turned out great. And I had such fun. Oh my gosh, it was such fun to get these out and play with my color mixing and things. We're going to have a really good time. And I love the results. I just think they turned out spectacularly. So this is next Thursday. We're beginning a whole new adventure, and we will add, these are not alcohol ink, these are watercolors. This is watercolor pens, and this kit includes 5 colors. It includes yellow, purple, green, blue, and kind of a magenta color. Almost a pinky instead of a red. However, this is the same color that your printer uses to mix inks. So we didn't have any trouble. I didn't have any trouble getting that to red. I didn't have any trouble mixing my browns. We'll talk about how to get all those colors, but we're going to play a lot with this, and this is really going to be fun. Thank you, Ruben. All watercolors. And that's going to be a blast. You are going to love it, and it's going to take us down a whole new avenue of our stamping class. So that's fun. That's next Thursday. Like I said, I know it's a little bit more, and for that I apologize, but it's going to be worth it. And I promise you we will use the supplies over and over again. Next Saturday, we're going to make roses. Beautiful roses. Let's see if I can get it up to the camera. Not getting too close.
Probably.
Huh?
Yes.
What?
Too close.
Too close?
There, that's better.
We're going to make beautiful roses using our dies, our flowers, our hot glue gun. We're going to make some out of cardstock. We're going to make some out of vellum. I'm going to show you what it looks like if you use the, if you do and don't use the optional press. We're going to make beautiful flowers. And I'm going to try all kinds of techniques in advance so that I'll at least show you different styles, if not We may or may not go through all of them on camera, but I'll show you them made at least with different materials. Woohoo! Good night, Ruthann. But aren't they beautiful little roses? And they're so pretty. I don't know if you can see this. This is the difference in using.
It's better on the table than in your hand.
Instead of using the flat paper, this is one that's been run through the press. The optional mold. And oh my gosh, so pretty. So very pretty. And our kit, well, I'm going to have available. I've already got the dies out there. The one thing that you need to do for the class is you need to have the die. The stamps are optional, and the mold is optional. You can do some forming of those flowers on your own, but you really need the die. If you had the stamp, I guess you could fussy cut all of the flowers, but I guarantee that's going to get old really, really fast. And the mold really does take them to a new level, but I also realize it's an added expense. So you guys have to decide how much you want to spend. But the mold is really cool. And I've glittered some of these, and some of these are actually this one here. And I wish you could see it a little bit closer up. This camera doesn't give me close-ups like the iPhone does, and we couldn't get that to work today. I actually took that gold paper that I made, and then I used some of the jade. I had this sitting here. I used some of the Nouveau, what do they call theirs? Shimmer powder that I had sitting here. I mixed it up like a watercolor, and I kind of painted it on and around that gold paper, the gold one that I misted last time. I cut my flower buds out of that, and they were kind of cool if it was a strictly Victorian card, but they still kind of look like old flowers. That's what Bryce said. I like the shape, but it looks like an old dead flower to me. So what I did is I took the jade powder and I mixed it up into a watercolor, and I painted on and around that, and I let the gold, I painted it kind of light, and I let the gold shine through the petals. And oh my gosh, up close, and hopefully maybe by next week our iPhone will cooperate and we'll be able to get a camera that will allow you to see closer up. But with the gold shining under that jade, this has the most stunning vintage look to it. And then, of course, when I put some glitter on top of that, it just took it to the next level. But we can make all these sizes, including little buds. So I'll have some sample cards done so that you can see how I have kind of used some of the flowers on cards, how I'm positioning them. But we've all used flowers on cards. You guys kind of know where that's going. But they're just really, really pretty. So that is what I've been working on for next weekend.
Good night, Elsie.
Good night, Elsie. Okay, shall we get back to our...
Yes, you got 40 minutes to wrap her up.
Okay, well, I only have 3 cards left, so I think we're in good shape. Because I already have toppers built. We just need to match them with our toppers next, once we get this done.
Stephanie asked, what paper will they need?
That's a good question. I've been playing with different papers. I have, give me a day or two to figure out what I'm going to do with finished cards. I might put a kit together, but this may be one where we're best off just spending what we're spending and using what you have available. I was using some 65-pound cardstock, and I was loving the results with that. Vellum, you might need some vellum though, so maybe I do need to put a little kit together for you. We're going to do some with vellum. We're going to do some with like 250 GSM card. And then I know that we're going to use different finishes on them, and I want to try some other finishes. Like I said, I've tried this, which I know lots of you have the Jamie powder, and quite a few of you actually bought these Nouveaux. These were great fun to turn these into watercolors and actually play with those on touching the petals and stuff. So we're going to try a number of different things, but vellum would be good, and 65-pound card, and then a little bit heavier card just so you can try the different techniques, okay?
Ask if you could show the kit maybe by next Wednesday or Thursday.
Yes, I will show. Yes. Yes. I haven't put a kit out there yet. Right now, I just have the cutting die, the mold, and the stamp. But maybe I should put a kit together so that you'll have all the papers that I'm using. That might be a good idea.
Supplemental kit.
Yeah, just
Some
a little
people have
supplemental
this.
kit. Nothing expensive because we're
Right.
already spending enough of your money. But maybe put some just really basic supplies together for you. Let me do that. Okay.
Karen just asked, are those cut out by dies?
Yeah. Yes. The flowers are cut out by dies. I know you don't have a die cutter. Karen, in your case, you might want to get the stamps, and then you can fussy cut them. You know, this is, do I have them sitting right here? I don't know if I do. I did have them because it was part of my mess over here. But then I switched gears and went to my other project. There. Oh, no. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's the shaping mold. Classic rose and stamps. Ah! No. Okay, these are the things I have out there in your Saturday class right now. This is the die. This is what the dies look like. You're cutting a whole bunch of them at one time. This is enough for 2, sometimes 3 flowers in one pass. This is what the stamps look like. And Karen, in your case, you could stamp them and just go ahead and cut them out if you wanted to, if you don't want to use dies. But this is what the stamps look like when we use these. These are cling stamps. So we'll actually take the mat out of the bottom of our stamp platform, and we'll use it without the mat in the bottom. And this, just out of curiosity, you guys might like to know what this shaping mold actually looks like. It's something that you run through your die cutting machine. You actually substitute it for part of your plates. You take your cut flowers, you put them in here, you spritz them with just a little bit of water, you put the lid on, and then you run it through your die cutting machine. And it creates wonderful texture to your flower petals and your leaves. So yeah, on one hand you have flat, on the other hand you've got these wonderfully textured things. Now, you don't have to do that with a shaping mold. You actually can use a stylus and a foam mat, and you can add some texture to your petals yourself. But I wanted to demonstrate the shaping molds because I gotta say, this really is a fast and super effective way to get a lot of texture quickly. And look at the number of those. And you can put through 3 and 4 petals in one cavity at a time. So you can do like, 5 batches of flower petals at one time through the mold. I tried that to see if it worked, just to save me some time, and it was wonderful. They look terrific. So that's what the mold is. And you just alter your sandwich in your die cutting machine. This works fabulously with my Cut and Go Pro, my little 6-inch machine. All of this worked great with that. It also worked great with my Spellbinder. So I'm sure you might have to alter the sandwiches a little bit for different die cutting machines, but these are the supplies that are out there in the Saturday class right now. And I don't have a consumable supplies kit yet, but it sounds like you'd like one, and that way I can get you some vellum and things. So let me put that together for you as I work through the actual card samples for next week, okay? So that's my show and tell. Let's get back to finishing up our cards here. Okay, next we're going to do the chicks. Oh, you know what? We only have 2 left. Well, shoot, we are right there, guys. We only have 2 cards left to do. Then we'll match our bunnies and we'll be done. So look at us go. We have 2 cards left. All right. Put that one with that one. Move this one down here. And
Stephanie asks if you'll hold her order until you get the kit made.
Sure, we can do that. Will you please, let's see, make a note for me, honey. Let me make a note on your order, Stephanie. I'm not going to put the several of you, quite a few of you have already bought the dies and the stamps and the mold. And that really is a matter of personal choice, which ones out of those you want. Like I said, I generally recommend the die, other than if you want to fussy cut your flowers, then you could use the stamp instead. But that is going to take a lot of time, especially for the number of layers that we use. But that is an option. So you could get any combination of those. So what I'm going to create for you is just the consumables, just the card base and any layers and any ribbon and any your vellum papers and your cardstock. That way you'll have all the same materials I have. So I'll create a little consumables pack to go with your roses. I'm loving the roses. I just got to say, it was great fun. Bryce came out here late one evening and said, "Are you going to come in, or are you just going to work on these all night?" And I said, "Well, I'll see you when I see you." Because that's what happens when I get in the zone. And I was truly in the zone making those flowers, wasn't I, honey? I was into it. I learned a lot as I went. I have some neat tips to share with you because I learned quite a bit as I worked. And I made a few mistakes, and then I moved on. But it was fun, really fun. I'm going to trim my matting paper just a little. I don't know if you can see it. I have this is white core cardstock, and I have just a little bit of white showing there. So I'm going to trim that off just enough to get rid of that white core showing, which is just one of the things that happens with cardstock. Sometimes you have to work around those little idiosyncrasies. I love these little chicks.
It'll work if she has different flower dyes.
What's that?
Betty asks, will the techniques work with different flower dyes?
If they're roses, we're only making roses this time. We are going to make several kinds of flowers over time. So if you have really different, hi Muriel, if you have really different flower dyes, they might not work as well with this one, but they'll work with others, you know. So I know that the Heartfelt Creations materials are more expensive. They just are. They're more expensive than a lot of the other brands that we carry, which is one reason we don't do stuff with their things quite as often as we do some of the others, because it's hard to get really affordable kits for you when I'm using more expensive materials. The upside is that they're going to last forever, and they will be ones you go to again and again, whether it's the stamps for our scenery stamping. They just work up so beautifully for your masculine cards that you're gonna reach for those again and again. And the roses, they're gorgeous. And they make it so easy to create really, really beautiful cards that I really think you're going to enjoy having them. I wouldn't bring out a kit that was more expensive if I didn't think that it was going to be something you guys would really use over and over.
Any update on the box boards yet?
No update on the box boards yet. They were due in at Notions, our distributor. They were due there on February 26th. They were due at Peterson Arn, who's another one of our distributors, at the end of February. They have not shown up at either distributor yet. So what I'm thinking is happening is that demand just outpaced production and that they're just way behind getting them done. But we do have back orders in both places. So either one that gets them will send them on to us, and we actually have a lot of them coming. I used to say I was going to go with whichever one came in first, but the demand has been so high for those explosion boards that I think I'm just going to keep both orders and let them send me a lot of them because they really are cool. They really are cool. I had occasion to give one to somebody this week, and she was just so touched that I would take the time to make something that looked so extravagant. And she was so touched with all the scriptures. She said, because she had experienced the loss of a mother, she said, the scriptures are just perfect. They just really are what I need right now. So that made me feel great that I was able to give her something that actually gave her an element of comfort. That's a teeny tiny bit of water. Yeah, when our kittens were small, we had a spray bottle there and we'd spritz them. I think in our cat's case, the only thing that happened is we watered them and they grew. And they grew and they grew. They're big cats now. Did that come from spritzing them with water? I don't know. Oh, that's a good reminder. If you don't have a hot glue gun, get a hot glue gun for your roses. You will love having it. Can you do it with regular glue? Yes, you can. But you're going to spend a lot of time holding petals till they set. Or with a hot glue gun, you can whip through and put these things together. So I love those explosion box cards. I've had such fun making those. They're great. Okay, on this one I actually put the ribbon on the other corner just to be different. So I'm going to do that again. This time I tied a double. Why? I don't know, just to be different. I'm going to take a little piece of my green and I'm going to wrap it just around the bottom this time. Just to be different. What did Kathy say to Thelma?
She's laughing at Kitty, not Kitty.
I love the way Thelma calls her Naughty Kitty. I don't even know what her real name is. All I've ever heard her called was Naughty Kitty. She sounds a lot like Taz. She's just a cat that has her own way of thinking about the world. Nice. The little Mother's Day necklace, that's a great idea. I think I told you guys about the doves that I found on Amazon for $10, little dove necklaces. That was a really nice touch with the scripture ones. I was surprised how many people liked the love notes. Most of those are ones that I picked up off the internet. A few of those I actually wrote. Messages from my honey. Okay, I'm going to put this one on. And we'll be down to one, and then we'll just match our toppers. Now, remember, your toppers will be different in all cases, but we're just going to match them up. You know, we'll mix and match until we get things just where we want them to get the cards looking just like we think they should. Okay, we got our chicks base done. There they are. I'm going to sort out one of each of those cards for me, honey.
Excuse me?
Will you sort out one of each of those cards so we can play mix and match here? They're tough.
Hard for me to reach those through the camera.
Don't do it. Okay, we're in our last one here. We got one more bow to tie. Ooh, I love this teal color with this. Isn't that yummy? That's beautiful. I think I told you this before, but one of the things I like about making these up for you is doing the mixing and matching of all the colors. I know that when I'm crafting, you know, if I go into the craft store for something, it's really hard in the craft store to match your papers and your ribbons and all of those things. It's nice that here in my messy, messy shop, I have things at an arm's distance where I can try different things together and make sure that I get colors I like together. So that's one of the things I can do for you is do that pre-matching in the kits. And I really enjoy doing that. And you guys have mentioned that you like having all the supplies already coordinated. So that's something that works well for both of us because I like doing it too.
Good night, Karen.
Good night, Karen. Nice to see you, friend. Okay. There's our pretty bow coming off. This is a 454 on the little MIDI blueberry bow maker. You could make the same size on the red one doing a 454 on the small tines. Guess I better get these done before I try and wrap that up. Okay, so I need a 3 7/8, my 5 5/8 for my mat. Oh, I didn't trim that down yet. I thought, why does that look so big? I didn't trim the mat down yet. Did do that one. I had a sudden feeling I wondered if I did the last card. I did. I did it. Okay. This back over. Wow. I got adhesive all over that, but it isn't really going to matter because I'm going to cover it up anyway. And then this one was 3 7/8. This has to be 3 5/8. 5 3/8. There we go. Okay. Glue these two together. We are going to have such beautiful scenery to stamp in that stamping class when we start adding elements. Over the next couple weeks, we'll add additional stamp sets to that first one. You won't have to buy markers and all that stuff every week. We'll have pretty much next week, all I envision adding is just the stamp set for our second week. So thank you, Mary. I'm glad you enjoy them, Mary. Truly. Thank you, Roberta. I really do like putting the colors together. I think it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I think that process is probably a little bit easier here where I kind of have things at my fingertips, even though I have to sometimes dig for them on my desk. At my fingertips is a relative term, isn't it? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Look what I started to do. I forgot to put my ribbon on. Stop. Stop. Let's put a ribbon on. This one I did to put it on the bottom on purpose, which is good since I just opened tape on the top. Almost forgot. A little leprechaun feet running across the floor. Okay. Maybe it's a March thing. Whoops. Do you have little leprechauns running around over there, honey? I don't know about.
I know.
They're not messing with you tonight.
It's true. It does sound like little feet running.
Really? Ooh. Gotta wonder where those are coming from. That's funny.
It comes and goes.
Huh. Well, if this was Halloween, we'd understand. But this is Easter. There's no pranking us on Easter. Well, let's see. How am I going to do that? I guess I'll take my tape off. Wrap that around. which means I'm going to have to match this on my own. Wish me luck, guys. Because I boo-booed. All right. Get a little piece to wrap the top. This is actually my favorite card out of the set once you get the bunny on it. I don't know why. I just love the colors. The colors, the jewels, everything just makes me happy. It just makes me happy. This is the month of the leprechaun and four-leaf clovers. That's Kathy's explanation for it. Save yourself some effort and don't do what I just did and get your tape flags in the way. It's no wonder I have to clean my scissors all the time. The things I do to them. Cutting through exposed adhesive and one thing and another. Well, let's give this a try. And this is when I don't want to set it down too firmly till I get it right where it needs to be. Can't you do it? Yes, she can! Score! All right. Let's get some pretty jewels for this one. We have these beautiful teal colored jewels on our sheet. They will be fabulous with this. I like them. Okay, two more for the other corner up here. Way too far apart, just about right. This one could actually move out just a little. There. It's done. Now let's do the fun part when we get to see the bunnies and the flowers on them. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. I need one of each here. That one, that one, and that one. Out and away. Need one of these. Doesn't matter which. I need one of these. We need one of these. We need, look at all we've done. One of these. We need one of these. Actually, we'll do the one that isn't decorated yet. We'll do one of these. And I think we got them. That's 9. Okay. Now the fun part. We have made up our toppers. So we have this beautiful stack of bunnies and flowers. And now we're just going to go through and we're going to say what's going to look the best where. So we just kind of start putting stuff down and deciding which ones, what colors go the best and which ones we want where. So we got 9 toppers to match up. If you have one with chicks, it's really fun to get a chicks one here. And then you need to look at which one, how it fits the best. Like in this case, I'm going to choose this one probably because it's sloped on that side, see? So I think I'll match that one there if I don't need to move that for some reason. And look for your colors. This has these wonderful blue flowers on it. He might be a good match there. And This has these little kind of tealy blossoms, which might make a good match here. He can go wherever he needs to go, but all I'm doing is just looking for colors that are in my toppers. This one might be good here because it has that same color, and see his ears bend back a little.
Say hi to Kim.
Hi, Kim. We're done making our cards, and we're just now kind of matching up to see what goes well together, where we want to put things. I did like having the bunny that had his ears kind of back there, although it could go either place. Which one has the most rows? I have this one, or I have this one. This one's got quite a bit of purple in it too, which means he might be a good match there. I think I'm kind of liking this. Let me show you which ones. We'll turn them around so you can see them. Huh?
Bye to Stephanie.
Bye, Stephanie. See you later, friend. I think I'm going to go ahead and start tacking these down so they're not sliding all over the place as I'm showing you. I chose this one for the purple card for two reasons. One is that it's a nice wide image and I have a big open space on this one. So I'm going to place him here. And he's a good fit beneath the Happy Easter there. I'm going to put this one. I like the, even though the background paper has bunnies, I like the fact that these colors just go beautifully together. So I'm going to put this one here. There's no rhyme or reason to giving one over another. Your toppers, you'll have some of the same toppers I have, but you may have different ones. And you'll just match them with your cards based on the color and the shape of the background that you have. And you know what? Almost all of them are going to look good. I would advise generally, now I have a really neutral color for this one, but I would advise generally starting with this one and picking the topper that looks the best with this. For example, one of the colors is kind of a golden tan kind of color. And some of the bunnies, surprisingly, have quite a bit of brownish tone to them. Pick one of those to go on that particular background, and it looks stunning. So probably start with this one and find the one that looks the best there, and then start working your way out. Now, I don't think this one needs any additional accents because I have those super cute little bunnies in the background. I just don't think that needs much of anything extra. This one, I think, pretty much fills the available space, especially since I have the Happy Easter right above it. I could put a couple little stickers on this one if I wanted to. Let me go ahead and put this one down. Now with this one, we talked about waiting until we got done with our jewels to see what color jewels we had left and available for this bunny. I actually like it to take this bunny slightly over that background. I like that. I don't know why I like it, I just do. I'm going to, in the interest of time, just glue him down instead of using foam squares. I think I'll put him in right about there. Now, on this one, you can see I actually have a lot of open space left. It looks cute. I wouldn't have to do anything else to it, but I have this lovely sheet of little starbursts and daisies and other little rounded flowers. And these little flowers are really cute. They're little outlines. They're not full flowers. They're little, oops, I just dropped it on something. I guess I'll find it when I get there. Oops. Well, I'm trying to show you the outline sticker, but I guess I'll show it to you on the paper because I couldn't hang on to it there. So by adding a few of these little rounded flowers or the little daisy kind of flowers and the little starbursts around here, I think it really adds something to this one. Let me see what you guys think. I've got some of these little daisies. Might trade and put a daisy up here so I don't have two of these other flowers so close. Maybe put a daisy up there. Maybe another daisy down here. I kind of have 3 stickers in a row there, so I'm going to move that starburst in a bit. And maybe put another little starburst down here. But I think that adding the little flowers kind of helps fill the space, kind of helps fill the void. You can add more if you want to, less if you want to. So we'll put here. And I love the chicks. I think this one's just like a perfect match for the chicks. And I don't think the chicks are going to need anything else in the background. That's going to be super cute. You guys love this kit as much as I do. I hope you do. Those of you who had it and started putting your bunnies together, you just will be delighted with the way the bunnies come out. And the flowers too. The flowers are beautiful. There's our bunny, the chicks. Which is kind of cute because he looks like he's sitting right on that green ribbon. I love that. Okay, I'm going to take this one with the flower because I think he's a really, really good match here. Put him on. You can see that I could have arranged these in any number of different directions. I could have put these bunnies on any number of different cards and they would have looked swell. But look towards the shape of the bunny topper and look towards the colors in the topper itself. Sometimes the colors in the bunny. At first glance, all the bunnies are the same color, but they're really not. Some of them are way more brown and some of them are more gray. I really don't think this bunny needs much void fill either. I don't have a lot of void. I think that looks pretty swell, just like it is. There's that little sticker I lost. I'll use it next time I need one. Yeah, I'll bet these sell out. If not today, then tomorrow. Because we're down to so few, and when people start watching this video, they're going to want them. You guys who do stuff live have the advantage of seeing what's coming up, so you kind of get first crack at things. I'm going to set him a little to the left this time. And I'm wondering if he might like a little flower here or there. Let's see if we got another one of those little round ones. I'm not going to put a lot on this because I think this one looks pretty good already. But I'm going to give him just a couple little flowers. Just a couple. Just a couple little ones, maybe a starburst or two. Maybe two more. One up here, off to his right. I just shot that one at myself. It's on my sweater. Just a little bit of those little sparklies around. I think what Jordan called my picnic bunny, or my picnic blue topper. Probably the pattern itself is busy enough. I probably won't need to add any void fill on this one. You know what makes really good void fill sometimes, guys? Your leftover dots and things from your hobby, from your dot and do kits. Some of the little flowers, some of the little circles and stuff you have left, those can be great for just adding little bits of texture to your backgrounds. He's adorable. And I think this one's not got enough going on with the outer border and the pattern. I'm probably not going to put anything on this one. We'll flip through these and take one last look at them. Yeah, with the snowman kit, the little void fill in that was the little snowflakes. That worked well. How cute that is. Oh my gosh. And see how much that adds to have that just the extra little bit of color in the Happy Easter? I like that. That's that multicolor. We don't sell a lot of the multicolor because I think people are afraid of them. They're not sure what they're going to get. But that's what you get. It's a silver sticker that has just little accent colors on it. Those are called the multicolor stickers and those peel stickers. We have the multicolor. I know we have it in like Happy Birthday. We even have a Merry Christmas in that multicolor. And you'd be surprised how well they work into various things. Because you would think it would be distracting, but it's not at all. Okay, so here we go. Here's our final view. We have this one. 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 This is a rich little kit. You get so many things in it. You get this one. So cute. You get this one. Love the little chicks. So cute. We had a big family discussion on whether or not the chicks got in. And this one. And we got this one. 9 cards. How long, honey? 3 hours?
Yes.
3 hours. That included we had 2 pretty good breaks with Teddy Cam and pretty good break there earlier with our show and tell. So I think we did okay. If you love this video, you want to see more, even though you had to chase us down, I'd sure appreciate it if you'd give us a thumbs up. Thanks for following us around and getting here, guys, and being patient with technology. technology is an ongoing challenge, but it at least allows us to get together. And so, do we have any questions about anything in this or in our upcoming classes that I can help you with? Anything you need linked in the newsletter, give me a clue about what you want to see. I will put out a newsletter tonight with this, and it will reference the classes we have coming up for next week. And we will have I don't know. Oh, I'll link this, and I will also talk about Thursday's class in that newsletter. This last Thursday's. So if there's anything you want to see or any questions you have, this is a good time. Give you about another 30 seconds. Otherwise, I will end the stream. And Betty G asked about foam flowers. You know, Margie is coming on Thursday. I may give you a little piece of flower foam to try. Margie's coming on Thursday, and she and I are going to play with the roses and the foam. I don't know if the foam is going to be great for the roses, but I'll find out. I may stick a little piece in, and we may say, hold the foam because it's great with a different style of flowers, not so good with this one. But I'll probably put it in the kit because I don't want to wait that long to put the kit out there. The supply, the consumable supplies. So I'll put a little piece of foam in it, and then we'll decide what's going to be the best. Anything else?
Good night.
Let's just say then, good night, Gracie. We'll see you on Wednesday for What's New Wednesday. And I'll get this kit. I'll get the flowers kit put together for you over the next couple of days. Maybe tomorrow I'll get it. Okay. Good night, guys.